On this episode of the Fit Rockstar Show, we have with us top Olympian, the 2021 Arnold Classic champion, the New York Pro champion 2021, Nick the Mutant Walker.
Thank you for having me on.
No, thank you for coming on. I know you're very busy with prep and everything, getting ready for the Olympia. You are now at 300 pounds, is that correct?
Yes.
Jeez, and you're lean as fuck too, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the leanest I've ever been at this high. This is actually the first time I've been 300 bright and early in the morning. So, and I'm pretty happy with my condition too. So,
yeah, I would say. So what's the heaviest you ever been?
Probably around the heaviest was like maybe 302 at like night.
Oh my God. God bless you. So I want to ask, are you still in Florida? Are you back in Jersey? You're from Jersey,
no,
right?
I'm still living in Jersey or Florida.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say Florida's the best. Why would you want to leave Florida, right?
I'm not. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I love Jersey because it's home, but it's nice to visit. That's about it.
So when did you? How was it like in school for you? Were you always a big bodybuilder? Were you skinny? When did you get into bodybuilding?
I started weight training hard probably my freshman year in high school.
To what age?
I was 14.
14. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how did you figure, okay, I'm going to start doing weight training? What was it that turned you on to it?
My family, my brother was very into it. My dad used to compete, and I just had got a thrill from it. So I just took it very serious the summer of me graduating 8th grade, going into my freshman year.
So your dad was in bodybuilding as well?
Yeah.
Oh wow! So he did a couple shows then, and
yeah, nothing crazy, but he was involved with it for a little bit.
And then that inspired you as well to get into the bodybuilding.
Just weight training. I didn't know he competed until years after
the
fact.
I gotcha.
But my brother used to be, he used to work out very, very intensely, and that drove me as well. But I was the only one in the family that pursued bodybuilding.
Are you the baby? Are you the baby?
Yeah.
Now, you're very lucky and fortunate because you have such a great family. Your mom and your dad are truly very supportive of you. And tell me what the role your mother does, because she does a lot of stuff during your prep, doesn't she?
Now that I live in Florida, not so much.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. But when you were prepping, though, what would she do? She would make your meals? What? Take your photos?
I was very anal. No one was allowed to weigh my food but me. But she did cook it all, yeah. But sometimes, even then, I was still very skeptical because it's I have to watch to make sure she's not
putting butter in it.
The spatulas with the beef with the chicken, not putting any seasonings on. I was very OCD with little.
Wait a minute, what was that part about the spatula with the chicken and the beef? Tell me this now. What was it you're looking?
Well, yeah, because some people, if they're cooking, their ground beef, they might use the same spatula with the chicken and stuff. I'm not. No. Separate ones.
Wow.
I was very
Damn, you were
she
very.
She would basically do everything for me while I was in pro.
Oh, God bless your mom. I got to meet your parents, and they're so cool. I mean, they are literally your biggest fans.
They are.
Now, is it true your mother came up with the Walker Nation?
It was. Yeah, she was the one that invented that, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So tell me, I have to know, I have to ask this question first off, just because it's been on my mind. How did you're very open about talking about, you mentioned that you were molested, and I wanted to ask you, how did you find the courage to come out openly about that?
Well, for years, I was very embarrassed to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it, but I figured with where I was heading within the industry, with people using me as, a source of motivation, I thought at the same time, it would have been good to tell my story, because I'm sure many people can relate to it to a degree.
Yes.
Whether it's the same thing that happened to them or something similar. And they could see how I overcame it, how I, didn't let it control me and just kind of grew from it.
And this is what I love about you, and a lot of other people love about you, is that you keep it real. You are real. There is nothing you hide. You put it out there. And again, with your social media, you're very open about a lot of things you do. And why is that? I mean, why are you so open about? Why do you want to let everybody know like how your whole daily life is? Most people, bodybuilders, as successful as you, are very quiet about that. They don't want to let people know certain things.
I just think, people, they want to know what goes on in your life as well as, just besides just training. And I think when you become relatable and people see that you're not just some bodybuilder who lifts weights and you actually have a personality, you're more prone to be relatable. And I think people get a joy out of that.
So when you competed at your first show, what year was that?
2012.
And how much did you weigh?
I was 159 pounds.
Oh my God. I saw a picture of you and I'm like, that cannot be the same guy.
Well, I graduated high school. So that was literally the year I graduated high school. So when I graduated high school, I was like 230 pounds. And then I dropped all the way down to 159.
Wait a minute. 230 went down to 159?
Yeah.
How long did you diet for? That's like crazy.
Not long. So it's funny. Like I was like 4 weeks out from a show and I think I was weighing like 190 maybe. I just wasn't lean enough. So at that time, me and my dad were kind of doing my prep, but he worked a lot. So he didn't really have enough time to really like focus on it. So the last 4 weeks, I put someone else in control and then I went from 190 to 159 in 4 weeks. That wasn't the smartest idea.
I was going to say, man, but it's just amazing your whole transformation. Now, when you competed then, how long did it take you to get your pro card? Because you came close a few times, right?
Yeah, so I started competing in 2021 or 2020 in North Americans when I turned pro. 2019, I took second at the USA's. So that was probably the real closest I ever was.
Now, the North American was special that year, obviously, with COVID. So you were competing in the tent, right?
Yes, that was the year, yes.
What was that like?
Actually, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it?
I did. Well, I'll tell you why. I enjoyed it because it was, and also it was quick. We did the pre-judging and literally went right into the routines and it was done. There was like no break. It was nothing.
Oh, I love that. Right.
So we just got it done and over with. By the time I was done, it was still early. I could go relax, eat, go out to eat without rushing. It was awesome. I loved it.
Okay. Now, how did your mom feel about that, though? Because she couldn't see you, because obviously nobody was allowed in.
Oh, trust me, she made sure she saw.
She made sure she saw.
She watched.
Oh, my God. Okay, so you win the New York Pro, or you win the North Americans. Then you go on next year and you do the Chicago Pro. Then, you came really close. Go on to the New York Pro. You win that. Yeah. And then, of course, you say, oh, I'm going to do the Arnold, and I'm going to win that. And you and I both know there's a lot of people out there who are hating, oh, no, he's not going to do that. And you prove them wrong. And, again, this is what's so amazing about you. You stay consistent. You get shit. When you say you're going to do something, you freaking do it. You went to the Olympia, top 5, and you actually called it. You said, I think you said something like, I think it was 3 to 5th place in between there.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
And look, between you and me, I actually had you higher at the Olympia.
Yeah.
I think you have one of the most craziest back shots. I mean, that's just like lights out,
Yeah.
So what was it like when you came in winning the New York Pro? And then, of course, I'm going to ask you about the Arnold. But what was that feeling like when you came in and won? Because that's a huge deal.
That for me, that was a surreal feeling. And honestly, I don't even think it was the win itself that was the surreal feeling. It was just I had everyone I could want there to watch it. My entire family. At the time, all my old sponsors were there. And just every pose I hit, the crowd would just go
Oh, my God, they went insane.
Like I didn't expect none of that. So just all that was like, and then winning was just icing on the cake for it all. But that was probably my most memorable win just because of who was all there.
More than the Arnold.
The Arnold was special. It was truly special. But just like I said, I just think for the fact of everyone who was there for New York,
sure,
it was just a little more meaningful.
I wanted to ask about the New York Pro because I noticed you have like a dog tag and a ring. Is that the New York Pro ring or is that something else? That
Oh,
is
it's
a
the
New
New
York
York
Pro
Pro
ring.
ring. I wear it every day.
Yeah, I know. I noticed the ring, and I'm thinking to myself, is that the New York Pro ring?
Yep.
So that's cool. What is the, if I may ask, what is the dog tag thing?
This is my grandfather's dog tag. He died on Christmas of not last year, but the year before. And he gave this to me when I was a child, so I just started wearing it.
You always
again.
wear it, right? Oh, I'm sorry about your loss, but yeah, I was wondering because I see you always have that on, no matter what. It's always on, so I had to ask. So going into the Arnold, you came in and clean house. Clean house. It's just like nobody was expecting that. Nobody. I mean, you was, and of course, Walker Nation fans were, but other people talking smack like, "Oh, this kid can't hold his own. Nah, you know, he's too small." But you proved them wrong. I mean, you literally spanked that ass up there. So, what was that feeling like?
Well, that was awesome, you know. And it's like, as confident as I am, always, you still just you always have that little doubt in the back of your head. So, like, even after prejudging, when it was just down to me and Steve, you know, I kept saying, like, you know, did I beat Steve? Did I win? Is it? And we're just like, Nick, go take a nap, man. Just go relax. You're good. But yeah, just seeing how that show went, being in the final call out, and then, you know, especially at finals when they did the final call out with me, Ian, and Steve, like that was fun. As tiring as that was really fun.
He was working you guys.
Yeah.
So looking at, I got to ask this question. Looking at this year's Arnold, I wish he was in it. Why did you not do it, if I may ask? First off.
So the original, I figured before, you know, they announced the prize money and that they were moving the Olympia to December, I just figured it would have been nice to have a good break after a long year of competing. Right.
People always ask how I got here. I was willing to work just a little harder than everyone else. Every damn day. If I can have hundreds of hours back, you know I'm gonna grab them. Spending hours prepping chicken, rice, and vegetables, F that. I rely on perfect nutrition. I rely on trifecta.
And then once I seen the prize money went up to 200K and they moved the Olympia to December, I thought I could have had a good enough time to get ready for that Arnold, which then I wanted to do it, and still have plenty of time to kind of rest, relax, and then go into a prep for the Olympia. But obviously it didn't play out that way. So,
do you feel that if you would have competed that you would have won?
If I would have looked the way I did at the Arnold for this Arnold, yes. 100%.
The Arnold from last year when you won.
Yes.
Do you feel that that's your best look to date?
The Arnold, yes. I think the combination of condition, dryness, fullness, all of the above was just spot on at the Arnold. The Olympia, I think we came in a little tighter, but I also think we weren't as full, which kind of held back the pop as well. But overall, I think the Arnold was probably my best package.
What do you think of the competition at the Arnold? Do you think that the guys brought it? Do you think that the conditioning was a little off of majority, or what's your thoughts?
I mean, I think who really shocked me the most was probably Samson.
Yeah.
Samson, he was ready. And then Bonac, I thought, you know, especially after the year he had last year, and then looking the way he did at the Arnold and even Boston, you know, it's Bonac's back, you know, so that's a big threat.
Yeah, he's a big threat. But, I mean, listen, your eyes is on the prize, and that's Mr. Olympia.
Oh, yeah.
So coming in 5th place at the Olympia, that's huge. I mean, again, I actually had you higher. I had you like 3rd. That's me. You know, that's just, you know, I'm just saying. Do you think that you're going to win this year's Olympia? Because let's be real. Look, Rami, I like Rami, but he could be taken out. He can.
I think Rami is a very, very great competitor.
Yes.
But he lacks the condition. And if I personally believe if he shows up the way he did last year, then he will be taken out.
Yeah. So that's one thing that you have. I mean, you have a lot of things. your conditioning is crazy. Even like right now, being at 300 pounds, you're just freaking lean as hell. And, I'm really curious to see what you're going to look like come that time, because I really feel, I don't care what anybody says, and this is something that really pisses me off, and I want to talk about it real quick. I am tired of hearing people say that you're cocky, because you're not. You're very confident.
Yes.
You keep it real. You're very confident. You're very consistent. You really want this so bad. And so some people call that cockiness. If you say you're going to win something, that's because you have that dream. You have that goal. I mean, how do you feel about people saying that about you?
It really doesn't bother me anymore. I just think that people, and this might sound a little cocky, but I think the people that do say that are just people that want to do what I'm able to do, and they can't for some reason.
Yeah.
So they have to call me cocky for it. But at the end, like, I expect anyone to be this confident, and it's no hard feelings toward anyone. Like, I am friends with everyone behind the scenes, but when it comes down to the competitive nature, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to beat you. Like, it is what it is.
Well, that's what it's about, right?
And I expect them to say it back. And would I get mad or get salty about it? No, I expect you to beat me. Like, that you should say that.
Right.
So I think it becomes cocky when, like, I guess you start like talking shit about other competitors, then speak highly of yourself. Then yeah, I think that can come off wrong, but I don't say anything bad about anyone. I just say what I'm capable of doing and how I'm going to do it.
And you get
what
it
I'm
done.
going to do, and that's it. And I do it. And I think that might piss people off even more, is when I actually say it and then do it. Some people are like, oh shit, I can't say nothing now. And other people are like, So it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well, I laughed my ass off when you won the Arnold, and I'm just looking at the people who said you wasn't. And, they're trying to, and then they kind of changed their tune. Oh, yeah, Nick, he's so great. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, you were the guy talking smack before. Now you're all up his,
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's funny to me. But I am so proud of you. So the cool thing is, too, a lot of people compare you to Dorian Yates. Like, you are the new Dorian Yates. Now, I've also heard Jay Cutler, and I can see that. And I love, Jay is like the best ambassador of our sport. Love him.
Yeah.
But Dorian Yates, he was known as a shadow. You never really hear from him, never really seen a lot of stuff. But you do remind me of Dorian Yates. And I feel that if you was to win a Mr. Olympia, which you will, you would win a few of those because you're so consistent. Now, when we talk about consistent, can you please tell, because I've seen videos, I've stalked you. You're very consistent about your food, your training, your supplements, everything. It's like you do stuff the same exact time, right? How does your daily, can you run me through your daily life real quick as far as how you do things?
Yeah, I mean, I usually get up, I usually drink a lot of liter water just to get the body moving and grooving.
You drink a liter of water when you get up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll go do cardio for like 20 minutes or so, come back in the house, take a nice shower, have my first meal, relax. Stop chewing a toy, please.
I was going to say, what is that?
Yeah. Stop. And then I would have relax for a little bit, have my pre-workout meal, go train, come home, have my post-workout meal, shower, and then honestly, like, I relax for the rest of the day.
Do you meditate at all?
No, not really.
No. Okay.
No.
I know some people do that meditation thing with the bodybuilding stuff, so I just had to ask. Do you train once a day?
Yeah.
Really? 5 days on?
I do normally 2 days on, 1 day off type of split.
Oh, wow. Okay. How is your daily?
For recovery purposes, I feel, because I train so intensely, my body it needs more frequent rest than not.
Didn't I just see you do, I want to say 200-pound shoulder dumbbell press, but it wasn't. It was like, what, 160?
Those are 150s, but I've done 200s before, yeah.
Jesus. What's the most you can lift right now? Like, what's your favorite exercise to do where you can lift a lot of weight?
Probably incline dumbbell. The most I've ever done with that were 225-pound dumbbells for 5 reps.
That's awesome. Now, do you squat at all or no?
Not really. I'm starting to get back into it. For me, as cool as squatting is, I never felt like they gave me much growth in my quad versus me doing like a hack squat. But I do squat. If I do squat, it's probably more toward the end of the workout.
So that's interesting you say that, because most people would think that the squat is like the ground, you have to have that for building legs, but you're saying no.
No, I'm a firm believer that everybody's body's different. So if you're not connecting on a squat, or if it's, even giving you back pain to some degree, and it defeats the purpose.
How did you get such big legs? Because you have phenomenal
That's
legs.
funny, because I used to have small legs.
Really? Well, yeah, I mean, looking at those pictures I saw, I'm like, holy shit, it's like night and day. And people, Ron Harris, I know I had to, give him props because he made a very good point. People think that you got big like overnight, and it took you time.
It's been years, man.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah. Yeah, because some people think you got big like within a year. It's like, no. How long did it take you to gain as much size as you are now? How many years?
I'd say I really started to gain a lot of size at probably 2018.
Okay. What can we expect from you at the Olympia this year? And now you have a new coach too, which, what is his name? Dom?
Yeah, Dom.
Yeah. How did you guys meet?
He's from New York. So, and that's, I'm originally from Jersey. So we already knew of each other pretty well. And, we just commented on some of each other's Instagrams once in a while. And, we had a nice conversation through a DM, and we exchanged numbers, and we talked on the phone probably for a good hour, and we just, took one step at a time. And now we work together, and it's great. He's very, very technical. He's very, very, like, it's not something I'm really used to. It's definitely different, but I believe it's going to benefit me down the road.
Now, when
sure.
you say technical, what does that mean? He's like very like OCD about specific things, or
yes, like my diet, like everything is mapped out by the time.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of something would do myself, but
Right.
like to see someone else, like it's like, whoa.
So then he has specific times. I want you eating this at this time and blah, 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 right?
Pretty to a degree, yeah. Like with my health vitamins, like there's some I take at this time, there's some at this time, some at this time.
Oh.
Everything is it's spread out, which I like better, because I would usually just like take all like my health stuff like directly in the morning, and he's like, nah, we'll split it this way, this way, this way. You do this at this time, this at that time, and it's different, but like I said, I like it. So
How does it work for you with the training when you're in Florida and he's in New York? Is that
it's
difficult?
fine.
Yeah.
No, he's mapped out my entire training at this point for what he wants me to do. There's volume, whatever the case is, and every day we talk every day. I give him feedback on how I'm feeling, how the workouts are going, and everything else. And then we're actually going to be together at the Pittsburgh Pro. We're all supposed to be guest posing there.
You mean competing? No, I'm kidding.
I wish. But we'll be we're gonna meet up there probably around Thursday. I think we're gonna get like an Airbnb together, do some training sessions, and obviously I'll do my guest posing, and from there we'll plan dates where I'll go see him and train at Bev's, and he'll come down here and train with me. Then probably once we hit like the six week out mark from the Olympia, either I'll go spend majority of my time with him, or he'll come down here for the rest of the prep.
Well, listen, I like Dom. I've known him for a while, and he gets pretty sliced and diced. So he does know his stuff, which is awesome.
I'm not worried about getting conditioned with him. I already know that'll be easy.
And the nice thing is too, like, listen, you could have worked with anybody. And the fact that he's taking the time to lay everything out for you says a lot. And I do know he's also about health, which is very important. Yeah, so that's good. The other thing I want to talk to you about, which is very impressive, is you've actually brought your waist down smaller. Are you planning on taking a few more inches down before the Olympia, or?
Yes. So Dom is very, very in tune that my waist has to be even smaller this year. So even with, the weight even going up higher than it's ever been, we are still able to keep it very much tight. But he's also giving me a lot of different exercises to incorporate to make sure it stays that way, especially during the prep. So.
Well, what advice would you give to someone, or what mistake do you think some of these guys do with their, the belly sticking out? Because we both know it's not really appealing, So what do you think the biggest mistake is on stage? You think they just forget to control their stomach, or what?
I think some people just let it hang.
Yeah.
Honestly, it could be a lot. It could be overeating.
Right.
It could be eating foods that, don't digest well with you. And it's a combination of all of it. Once you get down to certain foods that you're able to digest the best, it becomes a lot easier to control your stomach.
Now,
sure.
do you wear, I got to ask, do you wear a waist cincher or anything like that for the?
No, I wear my belt a lot, but
okay.
as far as a waist trimmer, no.
No. Okay. I have to ask because some guys do, just keep that.
I used to.
Yeah.
And I really didn't find it that beneficial. I mean, I thought my waist was the tightest that it's ever been this year. And I didn't wear one at all.
I personally like wearing a weight belt myself.
That's what I prefer.
Yeah. I mean, I try to wear that all the time. I don't sleep in it, but, well, sometimes people go really extreme.
They do.
So, Nick, I got to ask, do you have a girlfriend?
Yes.
Oh, look, you got all blushy when I asked you that. What's it like dating and dieting? Is it intense? Is it a distraction? I mean, how does that work?
Well, we just started, so I don't really...
okay. She hasn't experienced it yet?
No.
She's just getting the off-season taste of you?
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay. What do you think the biggest mistake is in relationships and dieting? Because sometimes it doesn't work, right?
No, and I'll be the first to admit I am the worst when it comes to a relationship within prep. Because, I mean, I will admit I'm pretty selfish in terms of it.
Yeah, but isn't bodybuilding a selfish sport anyway?
Exactly. And I have full tunnel vision. And honestly, once I get to a certain point in prep, like the outside world just no longer exists.
What point of prep is this? Like 8 weeks out, 4 weeks out?
Once I hit 12 weeks, that's usually when, it becomes real now for me.
Yeah.
I feel like I like to do longer preps. Like I usually start like 18, 20 weeks out just to get like really ready. But once that 12-week mark hits, it's like, that's it.
Okay, so now that I know you have a girlfriend, sorry, ladies, he is taken. I have to ask the question because you put it out there in Fuad's thing. Squirting. What's up with the squirting? So you're supposed to be like the master of making women squirt? I got asked. Girls are asking me these questions to ask you.
I cannot give away the secrets.
You can't give away the secret?
No, the girls are just going to have to find out.
They had to find out. Okay. Well, now you'll get a lot of DMs because of that. So. Anyway, your girl's a lucky girl. She has a really great guy. Listen, your mindset is incredible. Incredible. How do you stay so positive?
I mean, I definitely have my, rough days, but at the end of the day, I have an end goal. And I know, like I said, I just know what I'm capable of and I know what I'm going to do. And as long as I keep the right mindset, it'll become a reality.
Mm-hmm. Let's remind people you're 27 years old?
Yes.
Your birthday is in August?
Yes.
3rd?
Yes.
Yay. All right. I'm good. You're going to be, if you became the Mr. Olympia, that would make you one of the youngest Mr. Olympias.
That is also my goal.
Yeah. That's a great goal.
I actually just thought about that like this year. That if I was to win, I'd be one of the youngest.
Now, we talked about Dorian Yates earlier. Have you actually talked to him? Have you met him?
No, I've actually never had a conversation with him, never met him, nothing.
Who else do people compare you to, bodybuilder-wise?
The biggest one's Jay.
Jay. What do they say about Jay and you?
They say we have similar personalities and similar body types the most.
You definitely have the similar personalities and body types for sure. The personality in a sense where you actually care about the fans. Like you take the time for them. And that, again, that's why I get a little bit pissed off when people say, oh, he's so cocky. No, he's not. If you met this guy, I mean, literally, if a fan comes up to you, you're going to talk to them. You give them the time of day. And that says a lot about you. Yeah.
Because that's important, especially when, you meet people at the Olympia or, at the Arnold. People travel all over the world to see you. That is one of the most humbling feelings in the world, is like just knowing people are waiting to take a picture with you. I think that's awesome. So I just don't see how people could ever deny people pictures or say no.
It happens though. You know it, and I know it happens.
The only time I could say, like, it's like it's like when you're 2 weeks out from a show or something and you just want to go to bed. But even then, it's like just suck it up, put a smile on your face, take a picture, and go and walk away. That's
okay,
it.
so I'm gonna put you in a position. So let's say you're in a food court. Let's say you're in a food court, you're eating, right? And you got your mouth full of this nice, juicy food that you've just been wanting. You're freaking hangry, you're hungry, and somebody says to you, hey, can I have an autograph? Are you gonna
I'm gonna finish taking that bite.
And then you're gonna stop and then
I'll take the autograph.
Okay. Most people will be like, get the hell away from me, because they're eating, they want to enjoy that moment of their food. So I had
that's if it's a cheat meal, that's usually when I'm fat and happy within that moment. So I'm more than happy to sign an autograph.
But if you're not having a great meal and it's just a bland meal, then you're still going to sign that autograph?
Oh, always.
Okay. Who's this little doggy I see? How many dogs do you have?
I have one.
Aw.
He's a needy one.
Needy? What's his name?
Yeah. Thor.
Thor?
Yeah.
What's your superhero name?
I'm just a mutant.
What? What is it?
I'm just a mutant.
You're just a mutant. Okay, so how did you get the mutant nickname?
What was it? Year 2000? I think that was year 2019 too. I forget who I was with, and he just called me the mutant, and then it just stuck.
Okay, so who is the first mutant? Because we have another mutant. Do you know who that is?
No, who?
Tony O'Burton.
Oh.
He calls himself the mutant as well. So I'm thinking to myself, well, how many mutants are we going to have here? Who's the original mutant? I would have to say you, right?
I'm going to say I'm the original.
You didn't know that was his nickname as well?
No.
Yeah. So I laugh about that because there's so many bodybuilders with all these nicknames, and it's like, I think we need to trademark these nicknames.
Absolutely.
What can we expect from you and Dom for the Olympia?
Number one.
Well, what are you going to change? What are you going to improve on?
The main thing we're focused on is bigger quads, a more thicker.
Jesus Christ, how much bigger can they get, man? They're freaking jacked.
Well, the feedback that I got was they wanted to see my quads bigger, so
okay,
we're gonna give them that, a little more density in the back, more thickness in the upper chest. That's I think those are the main areas I need to work on. And of course, keeping the waist tight. And if we can pack on a good 5 to 7 more pounds of muscle and bring the waist even tighter.
Where do you see yourself coming in at weight wise for the Olympia?
I'd like to be about 255.
Oh my God, that's incredible. How do you find
I was 250 at the Arnold. And then we got down to 245 for the Olympia.
Did you feel light?
Yes. Yes.
So with that being in mind, how tall are you? 5'11"?
5'7".
5'7".
Yeah.
You are a mutant indeed. So how is, with the training wise, are you doing high volume training or low rep training right now?
It's definitely more higher volume. Than what I'm used to. I mean, it's low volume in the sense of sets, but the reps are a little higher than what I'm used to as well.
You diet down, train hard, and supplement smart for months. When the time comes to step on stage, don't leave your tan to chance. Go with the pros. Pro Tan. #1 worldwide since 1987 and the official sponsor of the Olympia for the last 15 years. Don't step on stage without it. Pro Tan.
So if you wasn't bodybuilding right now, if you did not become this great bodybuilder, where would you be at? Where do you see yourself at?
I wanted to be a police officer when I was younger.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
that might be what I would do.
So the interesting thing with you is people want to live, who do bodybuilding, of course, they want to have that lifestyle where they live, eat, drink, sleep bodybuilding. You live that every day. And so when you went to school, I heard something about you didn't even take the SATs or something like that.
No, when I graduated high school, like I knew I was going to do this. So I never went to college. I never took my SATs. I never did any of that.
So right when you got out of high school, you knew this is what I was going to do, but you didn't know, like you're taking that risk where you didn't know you're going to be making money out of it.
It was a very big risk. But even then, like I knew if I just, put my mind to it, like I'm the type of person when I put my mind to something, I can do anything.
Obviously.
I was like that with baseball, football, soccer, no matter whatever I wanted to be successful in, I was.
I love it. I just love your personality. How can that's one of the things I see of a lot of bodybuilders nowadays. They lack that confidence. And you see it on stage, like by their posing and stuff. You can see they're not very confident. So what advice would you give to somebody wanting to start in bodybuilding? How do you build that confidence?
It's hard. I mean, realistically, I don't know if you can build it. I think you're kind of born with it. I take after my mother. Like, she's one of the most confident people in the world.
Oh, really?
Yes. I think in time, it can grow. If you know you have the capability of being something great, I think the confidence will just come in time.
One of my best memories with you and your family, like when I saw your parents the first time at one of your shows, I was so in awe because it got me emotional because that's so sweet how your mom and dad are. But at the Arnold, I actually started crying because, you worked so hard for something and you achieved it. And then seeing your parents on that stage was like their son. That's a huge thing. So, again, it's really nice and you're very blessed that you have such a great family behind you. And, I want to give you props for that.
They put as much time into this as I have, realistically, especially behind the scenes. So me winning is a win for them. And that's another driving factor for me and I always told my mother, because even like when I would lose a show, even then she'd be like, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, I lost. Like, there's nothing to be proud of.
Does your mom think that you should win every show?
Yes. But she's also realistic at the same time. But like even at the Olympia, she thought I should have been higher. But even when I lost the USA 2019, she was like, you should have won.
Of course she did. Yeah. So
she's biased, but to a degree, she's also realistic.
Do you ever think you can move your parents down to Florida with you, or no? Do you ever see that happening?
That's my goal.
See, you know what else is really cool? And again, I wanted to do this interview because I just love the person that you are, and because you are the people's champ. Besides being the actual champ, you're for the people, and listen. Did you come from a rich family, or were you guys?
No.
Yeah.
See, I'll be honest. Like, my family was never rich. We weren't exactly, poor, but they just sacrificed everything for me and my brother to have whatever we wanted. And I think I was the worst out of the two because bodybuilding was way more expensive than anything.
God, right.
They paid for all the shows. They paid for everything to make sure that I got to this point where I was able to do it on my own now. and not that not that I feel like I'm in their debt, but it's nice to be able to give back when you can. And that's my main goal, like when I got fifth at Chicago and I won, I don't know, it was like $3,000. I gave them that.
Oh my God, that was so sweet.
And whenever I'm home, I take them to dinners. I do whatever I can for them. But my main goal is my dad retires from work, I think in like 4 years. So I would like to get them their retirement home. Leave it at that.
You're such a good son. Yeah, I was going to ask you, like, what is the ultimate goal that you want to, or thing you want to do for your parents? So that would be getting them a home?
Well, yeah. So I know, like, they all want to move to Tampa. Tampa's, where my brother loves, my parents love. So my goal is to have us all in Tampa.
Are you in Tampa?
No, me and my brother we both live in Palm City right now.
Oh, so your brother lives down there too with you?
Yeah, so
cool.
he does my YouTube full time now.
Oh, wow. So all the videos and stuff we see, that's him?
That's all him.
Oh,
so
cool.
How that even happened, basically I was like 2 or 3 weeks out from the Arnold. And I messaged him and I said, hey, like, I know you've never done this before, but would you want to go partners with me on my YouTube and, we'll split the profit. And he was, he's like, I got to think about it. That's a big risk.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, think about it. And then he texted me, I think it was literally the next day. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So he lived with me basically until January. And then him and his wife moved down to a house that the owner of Revive Dom helped them get, which is literally right behind me. So.
Oh, wow.
We live practically like walking distance from each other.
So I've been watching this video series you've been doing, working out with all these other people and stuff. Now, you recently walked out with somebody last name Walker. Is that your brother?
No, we're not related at all.
Because I was like, oh, he's doing a classic physique. What is he competing in, that guy?
He's going to do classic.
Classic. Yeah. He looks good. He
does.
What made you want to start this video series of you training with all these different athletes? Because I love that.
I just think it's fun. I think it's entertaining, and I think it's cool to let the people just see you connect with other people as well.
I like the size comparison.
Well, that was the thing that I made a post about it yesterday. I would get a lot of shit from certain people that, they don't understand why I'm training with people that are smaller than me or not as strong as me. And I had to explain, or at my level for that matter. And I had to make a point. It's like, what makes someone at my level, like being a pro? Because you can have a pro mindset without being a pro. And that's what matters to me. You don't have to be a pro to train like a pro.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when I was coming up, I wasn't a pro, but I trained like one because I knew I was going to become one. It's just about how you train. It's the mindset you give off, the feelings you give off, the intensity. That's what I enjoy training with. I don't care if you're my size or stronger than me. Like, sure, it might be fun, because you can compete in who's stronger. But when you're training with someone who wants to be the best they can be, that's motivation in itself,
Again, this is what makes you a phenomenal person inside and out and a great ambassador of our sport. You have a lot of people that love you, Nick, and this, because you're just you have a really big heart underneath that mutant body of yours. And, keep being you, because again, this is what made Jay Cutler phenomenal, is because he's always for the people, but a great businessman. And speaking of that, with your business stuff, you have different stuff going on, obviously. What do you have on your website now, like people can buy and stuff? T-shirts?
Well, I'll be coming out with new clothing probably within the next month or so.
Okay.
So they're actually being made right now. So I'll probably get those within the next week that I can promote and put out, and I'll probably sell them a couple.
Do we have a Walker Nation documentary on you? Do we have that?
Not yet, but I was.
What are you waiting on? Let's go.
That's true.
Yo, you know how much money you could be making off of that?
That's true.
People want to
very
know
true.
because you have such an interesting life. I mean, you know, again, when I was watching one of your videos, you're talking about being consistent. I eat this the same time every day. I take these pills at the same. I'm like, most people can't even do that. You know,
It's hard. It is.
It
hard.
is hard.
You know, and I always get shit because people always say like, you know, why don't you just take a break and live life? And I think to a degree they're probably right, but I also look at it like bodybuilding is not a longevity type of career.
Right.
You know,
right.
you could end it at a decently early age. So my whole theory is I'm just going to give it all until, you know, I'm done, and then I'll live life, you know?
May I ask, the people saying that to you, are they bodybuild pros as well, or just regular people?
It's a combination.
Yeah. Are these people saying it who are pro bodybuilders? Are they very successful?
Some.
Yeah.
Not at the highest of high, but some.
Right. Me personally, I mean, listen, you do have to enjoy life some, but when your eyes on the prize, you need to do everything you possibly can to get that. There is no breaks, in my opinion, because the moment that you lay, you know, have a little bit of fun, now you're giving the other, opponent an opportunity to get ahead of you. And I feel like once you build those titles and stuff, then you can say, oh, you know what? Now I can take my break, and, you know, that's just my 2 cents. So how many Olympia titles would you like to win?
10.
10. You know what?
That's when I'll retire.
Yeah. Who is your favorite bodybuilder that you ever met? Like, or best interaction pro bodybuilder? You're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you.
As corny as it's going to sound, Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler?
Yeah.
And was he your idol when you were growing up as a bodybuilder?
He was. He was actually the first bodybuilder that I saw that I wanted to look like.
Have you been able to train with Jay at all?
No, but me and Jay are actually pretty good friends now.
Yeah, cool. So what was it like meeting Jay? Tell me about that. How did that happen?
The first time I think I actually truly met Jay was when I used to live in Jersey. It was at a Philly expo they had. And my mother waited in line for him because it was a long-ass line.
Oh, your mom waited in line? Wait a minute. Whoa. So you didn't wait in line.
My mother's a huge Jay Cutler fan, by the way, too.
So, but you didn't wait in line. Your mom did.
Well, yeah, I sat on the bleachers. I wasn't standing for that long.
Oh, my God. But she's a big Jay Cutler fan.
She is. And she's very flirty with Jay Cutler, too.
Oh. She didn't grab his ass, did she?
No, but she, would rub his chest.
Oh,
like, that's
my God.
a nice shirt you got. And I'm like, Mom, chill.
Chill. Oh, she's a sweetie. So there's something, I'll give you an idea for like a product. Jay Cutler back in the day, because, you know, everybody was hating on Jay. He made these sunglasses, across them said hater blockers. Dude, you remember that?
I did.
Oh, you need a pair of those for everybody.
I do.
You do, because you got a lot of people that really love you, if you know what I mean. Because some of these people I see online and some of the stuff that flies out their mouth, I'm like, you don't know jack squat about anything. You really don't. You know.
I agree, and the way I look at it, it doesn't bother me that much.
But I would think more than anything, it fuels your fire, right?
It does. It does. I was always the person when there's a lot of drama around me, I usually just keep my mouth shut and just work even harder. So when the time comes, I rise above everything.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask you about your personal life a little bit. So did you ever have any odd jobs or other things that you did outside of bodybuilding?
I worked in a nursing home for a few years.
What did you do there?
I worked in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. That was fun during prep, sweating in a hot kitchen.
Oh, you were prepping and then working at the nursing home.
Yeah, I've done, yep.
Huh. Have you ever been?
That was in the very beginning of my career.
Mm-hmm. You know what I would love to see, whenever you have time, though, military, going to a military base, and pumping up the guys, because when they see you, it's like, Jesus Christ. You're phenomenal. And it's just, I like stuff like that. Plus the kids love the muscles. I'm all about that. But I don't want to keep you because I know you got to eat. How many meals do you get in a day? 10, 20?
No, only like six.
Oh,
7.
6. 6 big meals?
Yeah, pretty much.
How many carbs you taking in now?
Usually around 500 to 600.
Wow. Okay. I was having you at 800, but okay.
No, I keep it. I do a lot of higher fats too. I incorporate a lot of fats.
What do you like for what's your number one fat that you like to eat?
Almond butter.
Almond butter?
I love almond butter. I could probably have almond butter all day long.
And by the way, I'm a cinnamon person too, and I put cinnamon on everything. Everything.
It's good, right?
It is. So I put cinnamon on eggs, and it tastes like French toast.
It's good.
It is
people
good.
need to start trying this. It's good.
It's a fat burner too, so I put a lot of that stuff on there. But
that's how I stay nice and lean.
Yeah, well, you heard it here first, guys. Cinnamon keeps you lean. But I don't want to keep you more of your time, because I know you got to go train. But can you give a shout out to your family, your sponsors, whoever you want, and then give us all your social media, your website, where we can find merchandise, and so on.
Yeah, just a quick shout out to my mom and dad for always being very supportive. My brother for even doing what he's doing for me and coming down here, taking the risk to do my YouTube. Shout out to Hostile, Young LA, Made the Macros, Celsius, my new coach Dom, and I'm very excited for the year that is coming up for all of us. And yeah, WalkerNation.com will be where all my new merchandise will be. So I'll post that when all my new clothing comes out within the next couple weeks or so.
Nick, thank you so much. Oh, by the way, do you guys still have the mutant sauce?
Yeah.
Oh, that stuff is good.
It's fantastic.
It is fantastic. Nick, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to do this interview with me. I really appreciate
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And I can't wait to see you win your Mr. Olympia title.
This year.
All right. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
FitRockstar signing off.